New at 10, for the first few months of the pandemic, that's going on 12 months now, no one could even step foot in Balboa Park. Since then, portions of the park like the San Diego Zoo, the Japanese Friendship Garden, and the Spanish Village have been able to reopen to some degree. But that leaves a lot of the park that in a normal year generates more than $670 million in economic impact closed or reimagining how to operate. I spoke with the executive director of the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership about the incalculable losses the park has suffered this past year, but also that visitors will be pleasantly surprised to know San Diego's cultural crown jewel has not lost its luster. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
For people who haven't been in Balboa Park for a while, I would encourage them to return when they feel comfortable and know that all of the organisations are reopening or will be reopening in a safe and clean manner. That the exhibits will be in probably the best condition they've been in for many, many years, because there's an opportunity for people to really spend time and make sure they're ready. The museum did some work, and they won't even reopen until a couple of months' time, but with their brand new amazing exhibition space, there's just so much to see. Timken Museum took this opportunity to basically strip their building down on the inside and take it back to its original condition. It's strong, beautiful original condition. So there's just so much opportunity that has been given to make sure that everything in the buildings is ready and waiting for our visitors.
Yeah, I read an article where it was saying that the art and cultural community here in San Diego has just been devastated by this pandemic, harder hit than other industries. Do you feel it?
Oh, we feel it has been extremely hard hit. Arts and culture are a major employer for our city. Arts and culture are a key recovery tool for people and a key emotional community tool. It's something that will need help to recover, and it has been dreadfully hit and much harder. And we fully understand that those philanthropic efforts need to go towards people and making sure people are well. Arts and culture will play a very big role in recovery, and we need to make sure that it's well supported to do that.
And how do you plan to do that?
I think that needs to come from a number of different sources. We need both the city and the state and indeed the federal government to recognise that arts and culture is an extremely important employer. It's an extremely important community engagement tool, and it's actually really important for people, for families, for people of all ages to just be able to think of something that is an engaging element, that think of something that is stimulating to their minds. This is something we've had to do without, or we've had to do as we are now, computer to computer, for a year now. That's too long. That's too long. Once we can get back and enjoy these activities safely and enjoy these activities as a family, a community, we need to do so.
And if I'm not mistaken, Balboa Park just turned 100 years old. Where do you think this chapter of the pandemic will fit into that history?
I think it's an important history. I think it's an important year, possibly for no other reason than this is an international year. Then I think it will always and forever be framed in that way versus a year where something specific happened in Balboa Park. I think the way that we recover from this and the degree to which we prioritise bringing our communities back and making sure our families are strongly cared for after this will be really important, making sure that seniors feel comfortable to come back out and explore our community again. I think Balboa Park can deliver in that context and serve a really important role.
Do you think that people in general are going to appreciate arts and culture more?
I think as a community, we've always appreciated arts and culture. We wouldn't have Balboa Park if people in San Diego didn't appreciate arts and culture. What we have in Balboa Park is something that other cities deeply desire. Other cities try and recreate, and they never succeed. And that's because the feeling of Balboa Park is the feeling of our community. It's a shared experience, something that simply isn't possible anywhere else.
It certainly is, which is why roughly 12 million visitors in a typical year come to Balboa Park. There are a lot of virtual experiences right now, 360-degree tours of some museums. Others are providing kits that you can take out into the park and explore with. If you would like to learn more about all the online opportunities to experience the park's many museums and organizations. Head to fox5sandiego.com and click on the Scene On tab.